Okay. Everybody look. Okay, first of all, R is parallel to Q. R is parallel to Q. That's important that we know that. Okay? What? We're going to be talking about congruent angles right now. The ones that are congruent. The ones that are congruent. Okay? These are all congruent angles that I'm about to talk about. Oh, I need to come. We're going to do the congruent angles. R is parallel to Q. That's important to know. What corresponds to angle 6? I need everybody participating. I want everybody saying it. Okay, let's start over. You didn't understand what I meant to do. I want everybody saying what the angle is. What corresponds to 7? Just all you need to do is say the number, okay? 8, 5, 3, 9, 13, 11. What in the world? 10, 12. What are those called? Corresponding angles. Why are they corresponding? How do we? They same side of the transversal, same side of R and Q. Very good. They match up. They match up. So everybody understands corresponding. Positive? Okay. Now, what is the alternate interior angle? Alternate interior, you should be looking where? Inside where? R and Q. You're only looking inside R and Q. Alternate interior to 3. 4. Good. Are they congruent? Yes, we're only doing congruent angles right now. We good? Alternate interior. Now we're going to do alternate exterior. What does that mean? Outside. What does alternate mean? Opposite. Opposite of the transversal. Transversal. Look, they named it S this time. Remember, we've been calling it T? So sometimes they name it a different letter. S is the transversal. Remember, I told you that, but I wanted to use T to get you used to knowing it was transversal. Okay. Alternate exterior to 7. 6. 9. 10. Good job. Those are all congruent. Now I'm going to tell you about 2 more angles that are congruent. They're called vertical angles. Vertical. God bless you. I know that you noticed when we did our notes, you noticed something on there. That 1 and 4 were the same. 120, 120. 3 and 2 were the same. 60 and 60. They're called vertical angles. V. The angle makes a V. Vertical. That's how I remember it. Vertical. The same. Did you also notice that you use the same 2 numbers everywhere? So once you know one number, you know them all. Once you find one number, then you can get them all the angles. As long as these 2 lines are parallel. Okay, so here we go. If I tell you that angle 1 is 50 degrees, don't say anything. Don't say anything. If I tell you angle 1 is 50 degrees, what is angle 8? Why is it 50? It's corresponding. I need to hear that word. It's corresponding. It's a corresponding angle to 1. So 8 is 50 also. What is the measure of angle 2? Why is it 130? Okay, so now we're going to talk about supplementary angles. Supplementary angles They're not congruent, are they? They add up to what? 180 degrees. Two angles that add to 180. So if one is 50, two is 130, so they'll add up to 180. They make a straight line or half a circle. Okay. So 1 and 2 are supplementary. What about 1 and 4? Aren't they supplementary? Why? Well, they're supplementary, but they form a straight line right there, don't they? They're adjacent angles that form a straight line. Very good. Okay, if 4 is 140, 130. I used the other second period. Okay, so that's going to be 130. What does 8 have to be? Why? Well, both of these are supplementary. They're same side interior angles. Guys, you've got to know that today. These are same side interior. That's what we learned yesterday. They are supplementary. Guys, you can tell that 4 and 8 are not congruent, can't you? That's obtuse, that's acute. So you know they're not going to be congruent. These two are supplementary. They add to 180. What are they called? Same side interior. So they're supplementary. Now, they're supplementary because these two lines are parallel. These two lines are parallel. So that's why they're supplementary. Very good. Okay, so 3 is supplementary to what angle? 5. It's also supplementary to 2 and 4. 6 is supplementary to 7 and 5. I'm not hearing everybody. I need to know if you know this. 7 is supplementary to 6 and 8. 8 is supplementary to 5 and 7 and 4. And what are these called? Same side interior angles. Good. What is the measure of angle 9? 90 degrees. What's 11? 12. So if one is 90, they're all 90. What do they form? What are these two? Right angles. They're called what? Perpendicular. Perpendicular lines. Very good. Okie dokie. Now look on page 195. Your piece of paper, right? Page 195 at the top. Get your calculator ready. You're going to need it. Take the lid off the calculator. We're going to do A in the book, and then B we're going to do on the paper. Okay. All right. Guys, we should have already had a piece of paper out. That was on the board. Paper. Piece of paper. Piece of paper. Okay, let's do A together first in the book. Look at A. It says find measure. That M means to find the measure of angle 2, and the measure of angle 7 is 125. So let's all go write 125 in the book on angle 7. So we're trying to find the measure of angle 2. Everybody come up to 2 and put an arc there. Measure of angle 2. It's called an arc. Raise your hand when you know the measure of angle 2. Okay, Trent, what is it? Yay. Why is it 125? We didn't have any math to do on the calculator. Why? Well, just a minute. Y is 2, 125. Why did we know that right off the bat? What is the reason, Kristen? There you go. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. 2 and 7 are alternate exterior angles. So there was no math to be done. All you had to do was look at the reasoning. Does everybody understand why that's 125? Okay, tell me what the measure of angle 3 is going to be. Raise your hand when you know. The measure of angle 3. Brooke. And why is it 125, Daniel?
Because
what's it called?
Corresponding?
Yes, it corresponds to what?
3.
Well, 3 is 125. Why is 3 125? It corresponds to... Okay, you can use that. It's vertical to angle 2. Cameron, what does it correspond to? 3 corresponds to what? No, 3 doesn't correspond to 6. 3 corresponds to 7. Look. Yeah, they got to be on the same side. Same place in the intersection. So 3 and 7 correspond. Guys, we have to know the reasoning. 3 corresponds to 7. So that's why 3 is 125. And also it's vertical to 2. Okay? What is the measure of angle 4? What is the measure of angle 4? Emily. 55 degrees. Why, Katie?
Because you subtract 125 to 180.
125 from 180. Good job. And you get 55. Okay, what is the measure of angle? And you got to know the reason. You got to know the reason. The measure of angle 5. The measure of angle 5. Sean? Hey, 55 degrees. Hayden, tell him why. Or tell everybody why. Why is it 55? There's 2 reasons. Actually, 3. Well, no subtraction. No, let's don't do some. We've already subtracted. Why does 5 have to be 55 just looking at the graph? There's 3 reasons. Huh? 125. And these 3 and 5 have to be 180 because they're, somebody say it. Everybody say it. No, they're not alternate. Same side interior angles are supplementary. Tell me the other reason. Yes. I love that y'all are looking and seeing all the different things you can do here. 4 is 55, so the vertical angle is 55 here. 1 is 55, and it corresponds to 5. So you can go all over there and know the reasons why everything is the way it is. Okay? Why is 8 55? No, without subtracting. Why do we know that 8 has to be 55? Somebody that hadn't done it. Madison. It corresponds to what? No, 8 corresponds to 4. Right? Oh, you mean vertical to 5. Yes, vertical to 5. Yes, 5 and 8 are vertical. Okay, but 8 corresponds to which one, everybody? 4. 8 and 4 correspond. Good job. Okay, now look at B. We're going to have to do it on the paper. It says, guys, we have to know how to read an angle. They cannot say, what is the measure of angle W? Somebody tell me why. Why can't they say, tell me the, give me the angle, why? Because there's how many angles at angle W? 4. We don't know which one it is. It could be that one, that one, that one, or that one. So they have to give us 3 letters. God bless you. Everybody put your pencil on V, point V. Go to W, go to Z. So the angle is right here. Put an arc in there. 3x is the angle they're wanting. Oh my goodness, 3x. We have to know x before we can find 3x. Huh. So, come over here to your paper. Write measure of angle VWZ equals 3x. Okay, we have to find x somehow. So let's look at our picture, our diagram, and let's figure out what we know from that diagram. Study the diagram and look and tell me what you notice. Okay? Okay, that's an acute angle. This angle right here is acute. Good. So it's less than 90. What else do you notice about this diagram? I see something. It has a 6x up here. What do you know about these two angles? Oh, I love it. You're learning the vocabulary. Same side interior, which means they are, starts with an S. Supplementary, which means they are, no, they're same side interior, so they add up to one. No, they do not correspond. That's something different. Guys, corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent. These two angles are not congruent. One's obtuse, one's acute. They are not congruent. They add up to 180. They're supplementary. These two angles are supplementary. So tell them again, Willie. They both add to 180. So, hey, I can write an equation over here. 6x plus 3x equals 180. Good. So now we already know how to combine like terms. That's one reason we've learned to do this. What's 3 plus 6? 9. So 9x equals 180, and we know how to solve an equation. We divide by what? 9. And so x is she right? Is she right? Why is it 20? There you go. So we know x. Are we done? No, that's why we went ahead and set up this problem, so we would know when we finished that, we weren't done. We've got to go multiply 3 times 20 and get 60. So the measure of that angle is 60 degrees. Now, it didn't ask us for UVY. It didn't ask us for UVY right here. Guys, this one right here. But what is 6x? Why does it have to be 120? 6 times 20 is 120. Or minus. No. Minus 60 is 120. These two angles have to equal to 180. Good job. Turn to 196. Skip a line and put put page 196, number 5. We've got to find the measure of GDE. Okay, so let's go find GDE. Guys, I find kids every year that know how to get the measure, but they don't know how to read the angle. So you've got to know what you're trying to find out. So I'm doing GDE. GDE, which is what? 4x. So put a little line, little arc right there. Hey, and put one line through it. You'll see why in a minute. So that's going to be 4x. Up again, we got to find x before we can find 4 times x. So let's go study them. Oh, there's something cool. I love it. I hope you're thinking and you're looking at the diagram and you're seeing what you know, what you don't know. David, tell me something you know about the diagram.
E is 6x.
Well, you can't say E because that could be all of these. You mean D, E, H, or excuse me, or HED. This one right here. How did he know that was 6x? It's vertical. Guys, say it. Vertical. It's a vertical to this one. If that's 6x, that's 6x. Oh, and what do we know about these two angles? Side, interior, so they're supplementary, so they add. Oh, I love it. 4x plus 6x equals 180. 4 plus 6. And we don't need a calculator to divide by 10, do we? We just move the decimal back one time. X is what? Or we just cross out the zeros. 18. So 4 times 18. You know what? I love what I'm seeing. About 5 people are actually doing it on the calculator to make sure they were right. You're just not taking their word for it. I love it. 4 times 18 is 72 degrees. So that's 72 degrees. Now it wants BEF. BE, everybody put your pencil. BEF is 6x. Oh, is that the same as 4x?
Yes.
6x and 4x are the same? No. So let's put 2 marks in that one. Let's put 2 marks in that one. So I know BEF is 6x, so I can do 2 things. Number 6, I want the measure of BEF, which is 6x. I can just multiply what? 6 times 18.
108.
Good. Degrees. What else could I have done instead of 6 times x?
180.
I could do 180 minus 72 and get 108. Because I know that they're supplementary. Okay. Now CDG. We don't need the paper. We can just do it right here. C. Put your pencil on C. At the top. DG. This angle right there. Okay, put an arc in it. Which, is it going to have 1 line or 2? Why? It's the alternate exterior to BEF. Look, alternate exterior. So if this one, what was this one? 108. We know this one is 108. It's congruent to the 6x, the BEF. Good job. Okay, number 1. We don't need the paper yet. UV, the angle UVY. Everybody, on the diagram, UVY. This angle right here. Put an arc there. And let's put 1 line through it. And blank are a pair of corresponding angles. You can't say W. Okay? So what are we going to call it? It's this one right here, isn't it? Top right. So what do y'all want to call it? No. XWZ would be this one. No. Oh, yeah. V. You're right. VWZ. I thought you said it backwards. Okay. I thought you said V in the middle. VWZ. W has to be the vertex in the middle. So VWZ. Or we could have said ZWV. Either way. Or we could have even used U if we wanted. But we can't use X. Okay. WV. Everybody put your pencil on W. WVY. This one right here. Oh, wait. Put up 1 line through that one. This one right here. Is this going to be congruent to this one? No, so let's put 2 lines in it. This angle and VWT, this one, the 5X, are they congruent? This one and this one?
Yes.
Yes, they are. Why are they? They're alternate interior angles. So they're alternate interior angles. Okay, now we've got to find the measure of S. So come to your paper. Number 3. Measure of angle SVW. SVW is what?
5x.
S, put your pencil on S. It's 4x, isn't it? SVW is 4x. It's confusing sometimes. That's why put your pencil on it. So it's 4x. So what do we know about that diagram? 4x, 180, huh? Those two are same side interior. They're supplementary. So, guys, we have the same problem we did a while ago on this part. And divide by 9. So x is 20. Now, this is different, though. So 4 times 20 is 80 degrees. Now, number 4, measure of angle VWT. VWT. Everybody sees it's 5x? So, no, we've already done. So, yeah, all you got to do is 5 times 20. We already found x was 20 on this problem. Good. Now, surely we're going to know what this next blank is because I've said this phrase 15 times maybe this period, and you have. When two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, blank angles are supplementary. Same
side interior.
Good job. Guys, alternate interior angles are congruent. Yeah, the opposite. These are same side. The same side interior angles are supplementary. Very good. Okay. Turn to the back of your paper, your notebook paper, and write 197 at the top. Write 197 at the top. Okay. Skip a line and write 11. Skip a line and write 11. You're going to do 7 through 10 just on your worksheet, work in your book. There's nothing to do. But when you do the bottom of the page, you have to do it on the notebook paper, like we've been doing. But mark out these, please. Mark out 13, 14, 18. You will not do 13, 14, 18. Omit 13, 14, 18. You will do 11, 12, 15, 16, 17 on the piece of paper. When you get through, you're going to tear that out of the book, that page, and you're going to staple your paper, line up the holes, and turn it in. You may look at the notes, or you may look at the front of the paper that we just got through doing. Yes, that's a great idea. You may look at your notes, your spiral, or the front page, the front of your paper, where we just got through doing. Now, are there any questions? When you finish this, turn it in, match up the holes. Make sure your name and number is on the top of that page. Go do it right now. Name, number. class and date. You're going to staple it, put it in the tray. Match up the holes. Then you're going to work on page 139 if you haven't finished that. Are there any questions? Okay, get busy.